It's a weird time to be talking about laptops like the LG Gram 14-inch 2-in-1. Now, you might not even know that LG makes laptops, but they make a 13, 15, and 17-inch laptop and this 14-inch 2-in-1. They're mostly known for their extraordinary battery life and extreme lightweight. Now that makes them great for travel and for commuting and for students, for people who like to work in coffee shops, but nobody's doing a lot of that right at the moment. But luckily there's enough here to make it worth considering for your time at home and then eventually for when you're able to travel. Now this Gram, like all the Grams, is made from magnesium alloy, which keeps its weight down to 2.5 pounds, about 1.1 kilograms, making it one of the lightest 2-in-1s in the category. Now that magnesium alloy, because it is so lightweight, this does tend to feel a little flimsy like plastic, but I assure you it is metal, and it is relatively sturdy. LG does do some mil-spec testing on it, but I wouldn't go slamming it around. It's not a rugged laptop. But it is and will withstand being bounced around for travel and on your commute. So you don't have to worry too much about banging it around, but I wouldn't go dropping it out of a window. And again, the Gram's other big feature is its battery life. The last generation of this laptop was able to get just under 13 hours of battery life on our streaming video test. This time around, this one got 16 hours of battery life, which, like I said earlier, is extraordinary for a laptop this size. That means you'll be able to walk away from a power outlet and pretty much get a whole day's worth of work in without worrying about plugging in and recharging. Now, when it does come time to recharge, LG uses what I consider an old-fashioned pin-style adapter. If you don't want to use that, however, it can be charged off its Thunderbolt 3 port. Now, what's nice is that unlike a lot of its competition, you don't just get the USB-C port, you get an HDMI out, full size, and USB-A port, that more familiar port, and you also get one on the other side with its headphone jack and a microSD card slot. So whether you're working at home or away on a desk, it gives you just a lot more flexibility than having to run out and get extra dongles. And although LG does include a USB-C Ethernet adapter, so you can plug that in and use a wired connection at home, again, the nice part is that you don't have to. You've got a lot of other options other than connecting to a dock or a dongle. Enough about what's on the outside, let's talk about what's on the inside. Now, these things are not inexpensive. This one is $1,400, the one I tested, and that configuration gets you a 10th gen Intel Core i7 and 512 gig SSD and 16 gigs of RAM. Now, the Core i7 that's in here, even though it's 10th gen, it's a Comet Lake, so it doesn't have the higher end Intel integrated Iris Plus graphics. It has just the regular UHD integrated graphics, which is fine for basic tasks. It actually works better than you might expect, but it's not going to have that little bit of extra power from the Iris Plus. LG being LG, you do get a nice full HD display on this. Nice thin bezels around it, but good color, good contrast, decent brightness, but it's not going to battle that glare off the glossy screen. Still, overall, very nice display on this. And again, it is a 2-in-1, so you can turn it into a laptop or a tablet or anything in between and use it in all those modes. The display does have pen support, and LG includes a nice full-size active pen with the laptop, so you can draw and write on the screen right out of the box. Unfortunately, there's no place to store the pen on the laptop. It doesn't attach magnetically or anything, so you just have to make sure you don't lose it. What I didn't mention about the design is it's pretty much exactly the same as it was last year, and that includes the keyboard, the touchpad, and its built-in speakers. Now, generally speaking, all of that is fine for this type of model. The precision touchpad works really well. The backlit keyboard is comfortable too, except for the backspace and enter key, which are a bit smaller than usual, so you might miss them a few times if you're a touch typist until you adjust to the keyboard size. And LG even includes a fingerprint sensor in the power button at the top of the keyboard, and it's really responsive and works right away. But overall, there are no real deal breakers here if you like the design and don't mind paying for it. And while you might not need that long battery life and lightweight right now, someday this will make a very good travel companion.